What's up, everybody? If this face looks familiar, I'm sure you guys know who he is. He needs no introduction.
Hey guys.
Rick Smith from Drone Valley. Today we're going to be talking a little bit further about the Mavic 2 Enterprise. You're going to want to stick around. What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Thanks for stopping in. If you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss another video like this. Out here with Rick, he's doing a little bit of a road trip through Florida. I thought it'd be cool to get his opinion of the Mavic 2 Enterprise. You guys saw that was unboxed just a few days ago. We have a couple of attachments. This is your first time seeing the Enterprise, right, Rick?
It is, right. And you're going to want to keep an eye on this because I'm not that fast, but I bet I could beat you to my car.
I bet you he can't make it to the truck before I can catch him.
Well, watch. Leave the camera room. We'll see.
For sure.
A few moments later.
Yeah, it's the first time I'm seeing it, and I'll tell you, I love it. I've read the specs on it. I love the fact that it's got the self-heating battery. The attachments for me for rescue and energy inspections and emergency kind of players are really, really important. So I'm very impressed with the product.
What is that camera?
Yeah, so we have a couple of different attachments here. So we've got the power light, which is basically the spotlight. Then we have the beacon for flying. You're supposed to be using this at night. We're at a skate park, so I apologize about the noise. And then, of course, you've got the loudspeaker, and all of these really weigh next to nothing. I mean,
they're really light.
They really are very light. I've done a little bit of testing on these, and they don't really affect the balance of the drone whatsoever, and they all just sort of mount with these two screws in here. But there's a ribbon cable that goes down through the center of these, and they all connect with micro USB. I think the only thing I don't like about this is the fact that you can't manipulate or position these in the way you want them.
Right, exactly. Well, this one has a little bit of pivot to it.
Yeah, you can
but
do
those are, but not a lot. Right?
There's not a lot of movement,
Right.
but my thing is, like, if I was flying and I needed to, like, get the light fixated in a way to get down on somebody,
Right.
couldn't do it.
You'd have to do it manually.
You have to do it
off.
manually.
Yeah.
You have to know. And I feel like, I almost feel like the light and the speaker could have been a good combination. So if you see somebody down there, you can get your message out, be like, hey, you know, help is on its way.
Right.
But you can only do it, so it's like you find them, then you got to come back with the speaker to tell them help's on the way.
Yeah.
So,
it's kind of a tease.
I don't
right?
know. It's sort
Yeah.
of like, I feel like they could be more, or at least a thermal camera. I'm really hoping for a thermal camera.
So here's what I'm thinking about this, right? So we love the Mavic 2. Both
Yeah.
of us fly it, we love it, Pro, Zoom, whatever one you got, it's a fantastic quad. What I like about this is that DJI, from my perspective, they're geniuses because they're building some of the best quads in the air today. And I
Right.
know you're an Evo fan. I love Evo too. I've got Fly the Evo, but I love the Mavic 2. What I love so much about this one is they built a quad that's extensible. Right? Because now I've got the ability to attach stuff, different payloads, whether it be the products they make or even third-party products that they figure out how to incorporate into the DJI ecosystem.
It's true.
Right? So they can expand the drone beyond the use of just flying. So for emergency, that's fantastic.
No, and it is. And I mean, I think these are just sort of like the teasers to what they're going to produce for this. And I mean, these are really nothing, like, as far as like size and weight. I mean, what could you really sell these attachments for? Maybe a couple of $100, $150, $200.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Obviously, when you get into the line of, let's say, thermal cameras, we're talking about a whole nother league in general. But I really do think that the technology is here for that. We're just going to have to see how they eventually implement that into this system.
What I also like about it, without waxing too philosophically here, is we fly these for fun.
Yeah.
We have a lot of fun putting these things up and landscapes and beautiful photography, but they've turned this into a rescue machine.
They really
If
have.
you're a fireman or you're a policeman, or heaven forbid a kid is lost in the woods, you can put this thing up. You can give the kid some comfort by putting a message down. We know you're out there. We'll find you. You can turn lights on. The kid can see the thing in the sky. Maybe follow it back. I just think this expands the possibilities of what these products can do in a very positive way.
Yeah, no, and it does, and it sort of makes people feel a little bit more safe about having drones.
Right.
Like, they're not just here for fun.
Right.
They're here to get jobs done, and that's really what this is all about. You know, and the thing is too, like, especially with this one, this is something you can't go on DJI's website and go buy. The only way you're going to get your hands on a Mavic 2 Enterprise is if you're going through a distributor. These are, you know, basically they sort of hand select and approve their sales, basically, with these.
Yep. You'd have to have a need for it, but...
Right, and they're going to want to know that, hey, are you a police department? Are you a fire chief?
You're just not out annoying the neighbors.
Right, you're just not out annoying the neighbors. So there's a lot of things. Like, I could see even lifeguards using this. So we look at lifeguards, for an instance, and, you know, they sit up in their tower and you have people that have gotten too far past the swim zone. Well, now you can go ahead and holler at them to get back. Because whistles only work so long, or at least you can keep an eye on them while rescue boats or the jet skis get to them. So there's a lot of use case scenarios for this, even beyond like first responders and you know, even fire departments, and obviously California probably could have used something like this out there.
Yeah.
You know, obviously
Would have been
looking for
helpful.
them. Absolutely.
And it's interesting they built it on the zoom frame because it gives you that optical zoom as well. The
Yeah,
2x
and I
optical.
think that's really the reason. Like when you think about the Mavic 2 Pro, I mean, the Mavic 2 Pro is great, but to be able to punch in and zoom in, because we all know how fantastic the zoom feature is.
Oh, it's wonderful.
To be able to get really close, but with also being far back from
Right.
something is really primo.
All right, so you probably talked about the difference between this and the 2, but from my understanding, it's got the self-heating battery.
Self-heating battery.
It's got the 3 attachments.
3 attachments.
Right now, there are probably more coming. It's got ADS-B, or not broadcast, but ADS receiver.
So it's got an ADS receiver. The other thing is that there is a 24 gig of onboard encrypted storage. So
Right.
the other thing that DJI is really touting is that they have a secure enclave. Another thing that we can do with this that we can't do with the Mavic 2s is geotag and location specifically with KEX files.
Right.
So you're actually, I guess, geocaching essentially. You're basically logging your latitude and longitude with this drone, and you can visually see that read out on the screen.
So there's a lot of metadata being incorporated.
There's a lot of
into it.
metadata happening back and forth.
That's clever.
Also, if this goes down at any point, I don't know if the Mavic 2s have it, but it's going to emit this loud siren.
Right.
I mean, it's crazy
Boy, that'd
loud.
be great if it did.
So-
But I like the fact that they password the files because if it falls out of the sky, then all that footage is protected. Nobody can access
Right.
the files or even fire the thing up.
Exactly.
without
And
passwords.
the other thing that I like is there's actually a companion app that you have to plug this onto the computer to decrypt the drone to be able to pull that
okay.
information off.
Very nice.
So they've really went a long way to sort of not only make sure that whatever missions they are on is being secured, but to put that 24 gigs of storage, you can really do a lot with this. I haven't put an SD card in this thing yet, just because the storage is, you know,
Yeah.
with 24 gigs, you have a lot of
plenty.
room to work for.
That's plenty. Well, I like it a lot, and you want to look over there a second because I'm going to head this direction. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, you had me.
You should have put a tether.
You
on
almost
it.
had me.
I could have got away with it. Darn, I wasn't thinking. All right, so I like it a lot. So thanks for
Yeah,
introducing it.
anytime, man.
I'm going to fly this a little bit today, and we'll have some fun with it.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe we can yell at everybody in the skate
Yeah, let's
park.
go chase
so.
some kids with it.
So we're going to test this out. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching today. Stay original. Focus is set. That look focus to you, Rick?
Yeah, looks okay.
Oh, you're a little blown
Is
out.
it blurry?
It's always hard to tell, you know?
These are the outtakes, boy.
These are. These